Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to Sunday live stream. I'm joined here by Air King Ben and
Hello.
none else than Jonathan Quaalu Higgins III. Welcome to the live stream, boys. We're here to talk bracelets and wristwatches.
Hello, King Ben. Good evening from
Jonathan.
Germany.
Hello. Good morning,
You look a
Jonathan.
little bit like Mr. GMT driving.
Are you
driving
stealing
around.
Mr. GMT
I
shtick?
just, I thought that. I thought if hopefully he won't be on because he might think I'm stealing his stick. I just had this beautiful breakfast to celebrate some commissions for work, and I'll be home in about 5
Commissions
minutes.
means watches.
Commissions. Well, I'm buying a second house. That's definitely happening. It's all happening really.
Gotcha.
But yeah, just beautiful eggs Benedict, some sausages, delicious.
Oh, you like Egg
Eggs.
Benedicts as well?
Yeah, the holidays. It's just 5 minutes from home. I thought, oh, I'll just duck over. I just decided to take the day, like Ferris Bueller. Take the day.
Yes.
Yeah.
Take a whole day off.
I'll
Enjoy.
be
Yeah, and let's talk. Ooh, let's talk
Bracelets.
watches. But wait a second. Greggy Boy 76, the green bottle. 13 pounds and 33 cents. This is $10 plus the 33 cents that those thieves at YouTube take from your super chats. What? P.S. Jonathan is the man. Greggy, listen, check this out. A good fan of the show, the none other than Lone Star watch collector, wants to talk watches. You and me, we got him hooked. We're gonna try to do a special live stream. We're gonna get him probably, maybe we'll schedule something and we will talk
And
fragrances.
thanks for
And Lone
the
Star, welcome.
Hey
thanks
there.
for the kind words. Oh, Lone Star.
Lone
Ooh, the
Star,
big
love
hat.
the hat.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
It is a big
Look
hat.
at that.
Wow. It's a
Incredible.
big hat today.
A big hat.
Is that the new one? Is that the new one that you were waiting for?
No.
No. Ah.
No, that one's gonna take 9 months to make.
Ooh,
Yeah, it's got
A
like a
9
9-month
month.
backlog. Yep.
That's like making fine wine or whiskey. Making a hat is not easy, guys.
Is there a wait list on these hats? as well?
Yeah, so the wait list is about 140 hats.
Okay. Did
Whoa.
they have some hats with the signed demonstration pieces only?
Yeah, no, so basically the way it works is they make model hats for like
Mhm.
people with normal head sizes. I have a pretty big head. I will say though, I think in general most people don't have the perfect head for it. This is actually a little, so this is a resistol. This is just from the internets, but this one is a little wider than my head is, so it's not perfect, but it doesn't.
Did you have to buy any crappy hats to get on the list?
No, it's
Okay.
handmade. The guy makes them. I have one handmade hat from this guy, but this isn't it.
Well, you had one. That means you're in the
That's
in
right.
the
Yeah,
system.
you have a purchase history.
Yes, a purchase
Right.
history.
Affirmative. Yep.
Cheers, Greggy boy. Drinking to the green bottle, guys, and Lone Star. We're gonna have some really nice fragrance talk because Greggy boy, I mean, as you know, he's the owner of the fragrancesamplesuk.com. He tried. Now I tried hundreds of fragrances. I mean, but this guy probably tried every single fragrance there is because he's in the industry. So we're gonna get together. He's saying he needs to get a mic and a webcam, and we will do fragrance streams. Nice. And I'm gonna hook him up with Mr. Smelly, and that oh my god, we're gonna have a whole fragrance live stream community going there. 1 second here. Let me just catch up with the chat. Frank Gerard said upvote, guys. Rin de la Pons, upvote, guys. Watch Ragazzi, one of the best, definitely, of course, is Cartier, and Omega has also good bracelets and Tudor, but Rolex is all the best for every day. Oh, and we got TN Tickers. TN Tickers, welcome to the live stream.
Cheers. Thank you. Hello, guys. How you doing?
Hey guys, we're gonna talk about wristwatch bracelets today. I did like a late night live stream. I talked with some gals. I don't know if you guys seen it.
I
It
saw bits of
was
it. Yeah.
it was
Super
quite
chat. Super
entertaining.
chat.
Oh, Lone Star man, $15. Thank you so much for the drink stream.
Yeah, man.
There we go. Thank you, man. Cheers, Greggy boy and the
Cheers,
Lone Star.
everybody.
Love you
Cheers.
guys.
I'm on the
Cheers,
soft
guys.
stuff. I'm on the soft stuff tonight.
On the soft stuff. It's
Yeah.
all
Me
good.
too.
It's all good.
It's Yorkshire
Oh.
tea, though. It's allowed.
And Air King joined from the computer now.
From the computer.
Okay, looks a lot cleaner. A lot
Thanks.
cleaner.
Yeah.
Okay, one
Eating my
second.
breakfast.
I'm
So,
catching
so
up.
did you get in touch with Pilar already, or?
So she messaged me today on the Instagram. I posted. If you guys are on Instagram, you can see that I posted a story. I spoke with her. Yesterday she said she'll gladly come onto the show, and we can prepare like questions and stuff. We'll get her. We'll
No. We
yeah,
don't we
'cause it
don't
was
need her to be
yeah.
prepared. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No. But I'm just saying like it was so good. If you guys haven't seen it, but we were asking her opinion about different watch designs, like the 5711, and what she thought about it, and other stuff, the Patek 5196, other stuff, and because she doesn't know anything about watches, she was able to give unbiased opinion. It was very revealing, and she's like a designer. She's into design, so man, it was really good stuff.
I was hoping that she would join us tonight. Then you would not be the only one who has no idea about watches. That would have been great.
Wow.
Well, I'll send her the
Wow.
link. I don't know, just in case.
Jonathan,
that
you
you
are
guys
sharp
told me.
tonight. That's a few gigs I've heard from you tonight. Some few gags I've heard, Jonathan. My God, you've been taking the fully pill tonight.
That's right.
There's a few gags you've come out with
Yeah,
in
that's
10
right.
minutes.
He took a Dremel to his inhibitions.
Yeah.
Wow. And loving that hat as well, man. I am loving
thank
that
you.
hat. Wow.
Fantastic. Great hat.
Yeah, I've been
Yeah.
here a decade, so I'm allowed to wear them now.
As a non, I'm not from the South. I think if I love those hats.
Really? You
Mhm.
could have fooled me.
I freaking love those hats.
Yeah.
There's this. 1 second. Let's get the REG $5. Sorry, it's tough to hop on this early for me. Sending my respects and keep on being you. REG, thank you so much for your super chat. I really appreciate it. Love you, my man. So I was saying like I love quality American made stuff, and
Mhm.
that is those hats. The cowboy hats are probably one of the few things that are still kind of made in United States by hand by like artisans,
Yeah.
right?
So honestly, for somebody like you, I would recommend that if you wanted something that's great and American made, Lucchese cowboy boots. The thing about a cowboy boot, man, is if you're wearing jeans, you can
Yeah.
wear them and they look like shoes,
It looks
right? Like you
freaking
never
amazing.
wear your boots over your jeans, so like
Yeah.
No.
they look like shoes, and they're really well made. They're made in America. They're made in San Antonio and
Wow.
in El Paso.
El
Now they
Paso,
can be
man.
kind of expensive, but like mine are ostrich, and they're really nice. And
They're gonna last me a lifetime, no?
They'll last you. I mean, so they probably cost like $500-600, but they'll probably last you 10 to 12 years without any real upkeep.
Wow.
If you upkeep them, they'll last longer. Now you also can't wear them in the winter, so like don't go
Okay.
wearing them in the snow.
Right, because this is leather.
Yeah,
Dude,
yeah. I mean, like it'll hold up. It just won't look good.
Yeah.
Are
they
you
don't-
having
Because
ostrich
it
boots?
shrinks.
Are you having ostrich boots?
Oh yeah, ostrich boots are awesome.
Can you
ostrich-
show us?
They're not in here. Actually, if you check my Instagram, I just posted them. Let me.
Oh yeah, guys, check out Lone Star Watch Collector on the Instagram.
Yeah, that's right.
His,
And
He's built.
Yeah.
He's kind of newish into watch collecting. His collection is growing.
it's actually, I would argue it's evolving. I've lost a lot of money flipping watches that I didn't like.
Ooh,
Yeah.
That is a problem when you're not like
Yeah.
if you're not watching a lot of like wristwatch content, you could flip through so much stuff without.
Well, you
Yeah.
think it's healthy, right? You're like, well, I'll keep my collection small.
Yeah.
And that way I'm not overspending on watches. But what you're actually doing is you're just not, if you don't have any self-control, you're just going to start flipping into things and losing money. So you have fewer watches and less money.
Yeah.
Whereas like you could have more watches and less money.
Fewer watches and less money sounds like a divorce, doesn't it?
It does, doesn't it? No, dude. No,
Rolex
that's
divorce.
different. That's right.
So how many hats have you got then, man? How many hats do you own?
I have 3 felt Western hats. I have a fedora. I have 2 straw hats because straw is straw is supposed to be worn between Labor Day and Memorial Day. But in Austin, it gets so hot that that means February through November. So no, I have a couple of straw hats, and then I have a bunch of caps from growing up. So yeah, I've got a bunch.
I came to Austin in 1996. I came for a holiday to Austin. Beautiful.
Wow.
I went to see Stevie Ray Vaughan's grave in Dallas. So and I bought some Texas boots as well.
Very cool. Yeah,
and I still have them.
There are a couple of places, Tim. There are a
Yeah.
couple of places that you can if you were to come to Austin, there are places you should go. But if you want boots that are designed in Austin, Tecovas is the one that everybody goes to now. It's a brand. They're made in Mexico, but they're a lot cheaper.
Gotcha.
So Lucchese alligators cost $1,200, but Tecovas alligators are $600.
Oh, okay.
Gators are expensive. I have a pair of gators, and they're amazing.
So I guess the straw hats are much more comfortable when it's really hot, aren't
They got low base weight.
Yeah, they do. They tend to be more comfortable. They actually tend to, but you can sweat through them is the problem, right? They can collect water, and they have sweatbands, but they do tend to collect water. So my first straw hat's on its last legs.
Okay.
One second, guys. No Endless Time says, Tim, I am wearing my Zin steel bracelet on my Woof Omega Snoopy. Why? Because it's a perfect match and very comfortable. Zin bracelets, actually, it's the German engineering, guys. And Badge Guitar, 5 years. Tim, check your Instagram DMs. I sent you what I believe to be the most unoriginal watch ever made. Badge Guitar. I'm trying to find you. Oh, I found it. Okay, accept primary. Okay. 1 second. Tickers, are you coming on the 13th or 14th?
I'm coming on the 14th. I'm coming on the Sunday. I'm booked in at 1 o'clock on the Sunday. 14th.
So New
I
York
will be there.
What show is it?
It's BQ Watch Show. It's a watch fair. It's free and it's in the motorbike MV Augusta motorbike dealers in Chelsea. They've taken over the showroom for 2 days.
That's right.
Yeah, guys.
Coming up soon,
Winter.
isn't it?
It's a What's it called? Like a winter
fair. BQ
Winter fair.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the one.
And
Should be a good crack. Yeah.
It's going to be really good. I'm coming there. I already bought the tickets. I don't know where I'm going to be staying at the moment, but I'm going to drop the link to the winter fair in the chat. So if you guys in London, stop by.
Yeah, you got to pre-book though because they want to know for numbers for food and stuff like that. I can imagine they'll only have so many people per there, because it's not that big.
Definitely.
Right.
Yeah,
it's cool.
Yeah, it's not going to be huge, but still, you have to make sure you register. Check this out, guys. Batch Guitar says,
wow,
this is the most unoriginal watch ever made, and my God, and
that is a fusion.
Oh, this is horrible. It's actually it's a blend of Royal Oak, a Panerai, and the dial looks like the hands they took from 6006 Patek.
Yeah, and the case is a little bit Bulgari Octo Finissimo, isn't it?
Maybe the way they did the chronograph hours, and this by the looks of it, it's a 7750 movement as well. But
Wow,
man, and
that
this
is wild.
$1,500 Panerai
Awesome.
with royal oak and Panerai bracelet. Yeah, I'm not actually. I'm not a fan of Panerai bracelets at all. The watch just looks so awkward
Hmm.
on the bracelet because it's big to begin with. But yeah, man, that is wild.
Wow. Jonathan
Panzera, and they even took the
Dremel.
name from Panerai. Panerai, Panzera.
Mm.
Cheeky guys.
Yeah, not for $1,500. That's not good. And look, I love this. They even took the Invicta shtick of saying it's $3,000, but you get 50% off.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
It's US. US is 2,200 Australian.
You can get a proper Tissot for this. A Tissot or man, you can
Nice
get a
tag.
good watch for this money.
Tag Heuer.
Yeah, and they're pricing it at a Tudor level. The discount down to
and people are roasting me for my conversion.
yeah, man.
We should just
Oh.
super chat to get one to Dr. Dremel. Just
Yeah.
have Jonathan destroy it.
I have plenty of of places where I could put my Dremel on. Believe me.
Oh my god. Yeah, this is awful. This is why we're here. We're here to prevent people from buying something like this. Because I mean, I can imagine someone who doesn't know anything about watches looking at this and thinking, "This is cool," and
Yeah.
what a discount! That's a deal,
Yeah.
right? But they don't know that all these elements are kind of stolen from other brands.
That could have been me 5-6 years ago, maybe. You know, it could have been.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Yeah, could have been.
There's people that promote this. Producer Michael's cameraman, Adam Swords, I think he's a rep for them, Panzera. He promotes them on his channel and
really?
Michael's channel. Yeah. He has about 5 of them. He's done watch collections. He has about 4 Panzeras on rubber straps, and he promotes this garbage.
Oh, people have no shame.
I mean,
Well, he did. Somebody, Peter Richard in the chat did point out that he did turn down a Rolex for a Panerai when producer Michael bought him one. Now that being said, I don't know that he ever intends to sell that piece. Like if it's free and he's never gonna sell it, then
Yeah.
he did fine.
I remember
I think
that was
for him, it's just a job. He doesn't really care about watches. Like
That's
Yeah,
like
it's
my
like-
favorite producer Michael video, because like everybody is so excited, and yet Adam is trying on watches and still has to hold the camera.
But it was the Panerai on the bracelet, or it was a deep sea, a beautiful steel deep sea, and he's a big wrist, so for him it's like a sub. And he chose the wrong one.
I mean, if he's not going to sell it, they're worth the same, right? And also, producer Michael bought it for him, so it was free. So
Yeah, that's just true.
and I like him, and he did go back and buy a Rolex, although it was like a PVD coated disaster.
Ooh.
It's okay. It fits his theme. It is whatever. If he likes it, it's good enough for him. It's fine.
Hey, it's all good. It's all good. They're not like so deep into. They're not looking at it for future value.
Nah.
But I wanted to just really quickly go through this article because this is it's an old article. It's from 2017, but it's a little story of Rolex Oyster bracelet and how it came about. And yeah, and apparently like back in the day, like in the 30s, 40s, with these manufacturers, they obviously nothing was made in-house. Most of the stuff was bought from secondary specialist market, and Gay Freres was one of the bracelet manufacturers. And it also changes the meaning of what the word that's a gay bracelet means, because it just means it's made it's made by this guy. And actually it's a oyster. It looks like an oyster. But basically
Gay Frère is a very famous company, and they make high-end jewelry, and they used to make high-end watch bracelets.
And they were acquired by Rolex.
Are they? Oh,
yes.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, okay. They were bought by Rolex in like 1990s something. Just like what's the
Aigler,
yeah. Aigler. Just like Aigler was making bracelets, was making movements
dials
for Rolex. Yep. Same way, Gay Frère. Now, what's interesting is that according to the article, a lot of brands would buy bracelets from different manufacturers, but Rolex, they kind of had a special partnership with Gay Freres, and they stuck around with just working exclusively with them. But this brand, they were the ones who made bracelets for Audemars Piguet and a whole bunch of other brands that we know today. And
What I what
Mhm.
I found interesting in that article was that they mentioned basically back in the day when steel bracelets were new, they were adding basically 50% of the value of the watch. So
Yes,
half of the value of a wristwatch was in the metal bracelet.
yes, and especially if it was two tone, if there was gold in it, then that exploded the price of the bracelet. The steel bracelets, uh, actually are extremely expensive to manufacture, more expensive than we think. I think we take the bracelet for granted, how much value it adds to the watch, and that's why like like a lot of the Seiko, especially like the cheaper Seikos, they have like those flimsy bracelets because it's just so expensive to manufacture, and people don't really. It seems to be like most people don't really care. It's unless they're super enthusiast. But also, what I found fascinating is that Rolex patented the Oyster bracelet, and not only Oyster bracelet, but also they had a patent for the Jubilee bracelet, and they also invented and patented the solid end links. So not so much the solid but the whole end link concept, having this piece at the end, like, and it was first seen on the it was first introduced on the original Pepsi basically debuted the what we constitute like a Rolex look today. That integration between that, it's not like a true integration, but it makes the watch look like it has an integrated bracelet. So it's a very interesting. And also when they released the Oyster bracelet, they went with like for 10 years all their sports models were on the Oyster bracelet. It wasn't until like 10 years later that they released the Pepsi on the Jubilee, and then they started having kind of both sports watches on Oyster and the Jubilee bracelet. And it's all because of their kind of focus on the practicality, on how wearable the watch is, and not so much on the looks of it. I think if we look here, like this end link piece, this was now what's interesting. So this had not just a visual purpose to it, but it disperses the pressure that the bracelet puts on the spring bar, and it actually makes the spring bar last a lot longer. Something that I think a lot of us take for granted. So uh, it wasn't just a visual update to the bracelet, but a functional.
What I find remarkable is, like you said, that the GMT Master 6542 was
Hmm.
the first watch to receive this kind of modern type bracelet, because most of us guys are focusing on submariners,
Yes,
but the GMT Master has so many innovative things that you still find today on Rolex.
yes,
So GMTs should be, in my opinion, much more appreciated and much more loved and researched compared to the Submariner, which is by far the more popular and well-known watch.
exactly. As we can see, that this is the model, I believe, that you referenced
Yes,
to.
6542 with a
Yep,
backlight,
yep.
and
The
the
Bakelite,
small
basically.
and the little small 24-hour hand, which is gorgeous.
Yeah. And this was the first time these end links were introduced on the watch. Just kind of fascinating. And then later they had the Jubilee version. It took another 10 years. But yeah, so that is kind of very interesting, guys. If you wanna go into extreme details, you kind of have to check it out. This is you can get really geeky. I mean, here they list all the bracelets and all the minute additions and how Rolex, the incremental change, the kind of Rolex went through of improving their bracelet. Like the Oyster bracelet went through so many incremental, small, almost invisible changes, but over time, it is massive, and it's just kind of the way Rolex does things. But is it the best bracelet? Let's see. What do you guys think? Lone Star. What are your thoughts?
I think if you're never going to take your bracelet off, it's really hard to argue against the overall, what I would call the overall portfolio of Rolex bracelets.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just because they have three iconic bracelets, right? And so like it's really hard to argue with Rolex as a whole.
Yes.
But I do think like individual bracelets are better at better things. And I think when you get into some of the really high end stuff, there are a couple that stick out in general as like being the best of the best. But
Yes.
Rolex in general, I think, is probably the best portfolio of bracelets.
So like you talking about they got the Oyster, the Jubilee, the President, but also now the rubber bracelets. It's like, but the what do you think about the Oyster Flex? Have you had any experience with the Oyster Flex?
Nah, I have never
No.
owned an Oyster Flex. I don't. I think the general impression I get from people is it's kind of over engineered, but in
Hmm.
general, like I mean, because like a rubber strap, like most companies in Rolex's price point make good rubber straps.
Yes.
Omega makes a great one. Uh, IWC makes a great one,
Yes.
and so I don't know that like I hear it's really cool and I'd love to try one, but I've heard it's
Mm.
kind of over engineered.
It is a little bit. You're right. You're right. It is extremely over engineered. Yeah. It's got like a metal kind of internal metal bracelet going through it, and there's also like a whole almost like a rubber gasket underneath it, just a really thick rubber gasket, surprisingly, that makes it kind of almost float above your hand. But I mean, it's just so hard to get these rubber. It's impossible to get one on the steel, so it makes it kind of. I would love if Rolex made these rubber bracelets available on steel models.
So, if I'm honest, in the
Yes.
chat, Paprice made a comment the Rolex Jubilee is the best bracelet on earth. I would argue
Ooh.
no bracelet. I would argue no bracelet from Rolex is better than this one. This is the Vacheron overseas bracelet. Easily the best
Ooh.
bracelet. I mean, the design is just insane. The way they went like all out on the details so that it's got
Yes.
these Vacheron logos. There it goes. And
So
then
actually, hold on. Let's see.
the
I'm
clasp
gonna
in the
put you
center.
like this. One second. I'm gonna put you like this. Perfect.
Yeah,
All
so you
right.
get the clasp with the Vacheron logo, and then the micro adjust is on the fly.
The
So you just pull it
micro
out.
adjust. Oh,
Yeah, so it's like I get what you're
damn.
saying. The Jubilee is very special, and
Yeah.
I have a women's Jubilee with a hidden clasp. Actually, that's my IWC. I have a woman's Jubilee with a hidden clasp from
Yes.
Tudor, and I love it. It's my wife's, and she
Oh
absolutely
my.
loves that it has a hidden clasp.
I've never
But like
actually seen one like that. What?
this is the Tudor Black
What?
Bay. I think it's a
Ah,
32 millimeter S&G that I bought my wife for her 40th,
gotcha. Interesting.
and it's hidden clasp, and
Ah,
it's really cool. I think that's a really neat execution, especially for a women's watch where like
yeah.
a clasp, like a full clasp, would take up like a
Yeah.
ton of space.
So actually, I was gonna. This is why I kind of needed you on this panel, and luckily you joined because the Vacheron, the new overseas,
Hmm.
the bracelet, the whole system,
Yeah,
not just the fact that it has the rubber, the leather, and the steel, but it's almost like Vacheron said, okay, money not a factor. Let's make the best bracelet humanly possible.
Yeah.
And then they make that bracelet, and then you just strapped it on the watch
yeah,
in
I
2
could pull it right
seconds.
off.
Like
Yeah.
you just look at look at the
What the fuck?
Jeez.
So what's the connectors like on that then, man? What are they like?
So for the VC, so Richemont has done an amazing job. So JLC,
Unbelievable.
IWC, Vacheron, they all have quick release bracelets. Now the Vacheron is the worst one from a quick release standpoint, because if I take my IWC and I pull the bracelet off,
it's got
it's got
the
spring bars.
yes.
Right? Like it's just spring bars, which is
Okay.
perfect.
That is so interesting. Now
Yeah.
that IWC, right?
It's just spring
Because those
bars.
are actual your standard spring bars,
And the
right?
spring
That
bars.
you can put any bracelet on now that it's got those basic spring bars. Actually, you can have third-party manufacturers make the bracelet for that one.
I forget it.
Yeah, and the way they did the quick release, that is just magical.
Now,
Very
going
clever.
back to the Vacheron is still such that it has
The proprietary.
Yeah, it's
can't-
real. You can't.
Yeah.
And the
Got
other
that
thing it
tiny
really
little-
like, if I had one thing to complain about with the Vacheron bracelet, is it attaches in the front. So as much as you want to say, okay, take it slow, don't have a tremor, don't drink too much coffee before you change your bracelet, you're going to scratch it up a little bit. Like there's just going to be a little bit of scuff where you attach, because it attaches from the front.
I gotcha.
But in general, I mean, it's the best bracelet I've ever felt. I don't wear it all the time because rubber is just a way of life in Austin. And it also comes with 2 other straps. But yeah, Vacheron's real hard to beat.
Oh man, this is going to be a hard battle for Rolex, because like I think like I actually historically I don't know how like whether their bracelets were always like at the top. I'm just thinking like maybe they were always kind of catching up eventually to something like this, because it just looks like having an interchangeable bracelet system in this day and age is almost mandatory.
Yeah, well, Rolex, clearly their intention is not for you to change the strap. I will say there are a couple of drawbacks to this that I do want to point out.
Yes.
The first and the biggest one is the micro adjust, while it is on the fly,
Yes.
accidentally triggers itself. If let's
Really?
say like you turn your wrist like if you turn your wrist like this for some reason, like if you happen to in your life turn your wrist like that, it'll pop open.
Let me see.
Also,
oh, but maybe that's good because it
Yeah.
prevents the pressure from going onto the spring bar, or it distributes the pressure. It's almost like a safety.
yeah, and so it's okay. I don't love it. I don't love doing that. The other thing is the micro adjust is really small.
Let's flip it.
Hey.
Let's see here what you're talking about.
Do I
Is
know
that you?
guy? That looks like you. Ooh.
Ooh.
now you can't be him. The it's not a 36 mil.
That's right.
Watch is too big for Tim's.
Actually, this model doesn't. They don't show the pictures on this one. I think we'll have to go to the blue one for us to see the micro adjustment.
Yeah, so look at the micro adjustment. Yeah.
The $40,000 3-year wait model.
Oh, I like that. I do like that.
It's gorgeous. The black
Lone
one is
Star?
gorgeous too.
I do like that.
Lone Star, would you allow me, in all good friendship, to take a counter position
You're welcome.
Yes.
Of course.
about the overseas?
Yeah, you and I drill
Ooh.
something off of it. Take the bezel
Spicy.
off.
No,
How
definitely
dare
not.
you?
So,
How
so
dare you
it's well
disagree
known that I have my reservations about the durability of the quick release.
Oh, you
Mhm.
said that the other day, yeah.
In general, I have a big problem with the overseas since the first generation came out. I know the Maltese cross is kind of a signature piece from them, but in my opinion, the overseas is a classic example of overdoing that symbolism, particularly in the bracelet. It's a little bit like stamping LV all over handbags.
It's
So-
all about the brand nowadays.
Yeah,
man.
I'll be honest, Jonathan, you're entirely right. in some ways. To me, I think the reason I give it a pass is because it's not just straight the logo. It's
Mhm.
clearly a reference to the logo, but there's no cross on there. But you're
Right.
totally right. I mean, a lot of design decisions across many different industries are made with the idea that, like, look, the logo is sacred. Let's not
Yeah,
destroy it. Like Steve
but it's half of
Jobs.
the cross
That's
Now,
why, like,
in the
Steve
bracelet.
Jobs took the apple off the keyboard.
do you guys also know why the so many brands use the logo so predominantly?
No.
You
It's
guys don't
all
know.
about
Okay.
the brand.
No, surprise. This is something I didn't know. But basically, in design world, you can steal everything that you want, all
Mhm.
the design cues except the logo.
Logo.
So
Interesting thought.
when these brands they put like LV everywhere, the you know other brands they can imitate it, but they can't
Mhm.
put the LV. Instead, they have to change up the whatever the design of the LV and make a like a homage. So I mean, in some ways, obviously, I think it would not constitute like you could probably copy this bracelet legally because it doesn't have like you say like it doesn't have the whole Maltese cross. It just has a
Yeah, but
slight
it's half
reference.
of it.
Yeah, it's
It's
just
half of it.
Yeah, and then there's like one on the
Mhm.
rubber strap too.
Yeah.
Ooh, wait,
Well,
let's see the rubber strap.
the rubber
got one.
strap keeps
Oh,
me
that's
at ease.
beautiful.
No, but
I
please,
like
Oh my
that
please
god,
rubber
allow
it's
strap.
so
me.
trashed.
Please allow me to make a case for the oyster bracelet.
Ooh,
And this is purely personal.
yes,
I've got my first Rolex at the age of 19,
yes.
and I was lusting after a Rolex since I was 12, since I've first consciously seen it in a James Bond movie. And I've seen the Submariner over and over and over again. Then Magnum PI started, and I was lusting over that watch over and over and over. And I imagined how great it would be to have this particular bracelet on the wrist, and how it would look on me. And I was going to sleep in the night with the thought of owning this particular watch, and I was waking up in the morning with the same thought. And I will never forget that joy that I had owning a true oyster bracelet. So it goes so far to me, and this is only my personal taste. If I ever buy a day date, it must have an oyster bracelet.
A day date with
Yes,
oyster bracelet.
I find the day dates with oyster bracelets absolutely
Why
gorgeous.
did they make them? I not anymore
They
from
made
my
them in
understanding.
white gold, and I think for a time in yellow gold as well. But in white gold, they made it definitely.
I mean, not anymore, right?
No, not
Uh,
anymore. It was
Not
36.
anymore.
Yeah.
Wow, that is kind of almost what you're saying is kind of criminal. A lot of people would say like a president has to be on the president bracelet.
I know
It's,
this, but to me, even a day date looks fantastic on an oyster.
I'm sure.
wow.
Yeah, I mean, it's really hard to argue against the oyster, right? I mean,
It's
I I think the
it's
oyster as a sweet is
utilitarian.
amazing. Yeah.
It has no like the only thing Rolex about the oyster. Obviously, right? There is no. So, for example, you look at the Vacheron bracelet, and it is kind of oyster-ish, right? It's got that center link. It's almost like a three piece. It's a
Mhm.
one piece, but it's almost kind of three pieces to it, right? Like there's a center and there's the outside
Yeah.
link. So it is kind of oysterous, right? But it's got this design element to it. The oyster bracelet has no design elements to it at all. It's purely utilitarian.
Mhm.
It's just designed to probably be as durable as possible. And that's all. And that's why like almost everything Rolex does. And that's what you think about ceramic. When did they switch from aluminum bezels to ceramic bezels because they were for design because they were more beautiful? Or did they do it because they thought they would be more durable
It's got to be
than the ceramic
durability.
bezel, right? So I think like a lot of things, and you look at the brand new Rolex Explorer 2, right? The polar dial. They went from the black indices that were lacquered to the new. I have no even idea how they did those new indices, but they're like matte black, and you would think, okay, well, they did this for legibility, and maybe this new stuff is more resilient because lacquer, it could probably crack over time and will fall off, but the new stuff probably going to be a little bit more resilient. So even like the only thing about Rolex bracelets is that little crown stamped at the end on the bracelet and on the inside of the bracelet. But that's the only. So and that is kind of like this oyster bracelet became so synonymous with Rolex that I could probably recognize oyster bracelet from half a room away, right? But with the Vacheron now, with this Vacheron bracelet, I could probably do that same thing. Whereas I don't think if somebody was wearing the older generation of Vacheron, I would not be able to say the same thing, right? Because it wasn't so synonymous. I think the brands who are coming into making watches that are recognizable from far away, they do have to overcome that hurdle. Like, how do they make bracelets that are original, functional, and recognizable? And this is kind of like Vacheron did so successfully here. Like Omega, right? Omega bracelets, very recognizable. Like that, the old moon watch bracelet and the new one, very similar. Although I would argue they're not very practical. I mean, the fact that they didn't put the micro extension is disappointing. You know,
Mm.
Seamaster bracelet. Not
I
very
think the Seamaster clasp is great. Sorry, I
really.
shouldn't speak over people.
Oh no, please.
No. I think the Seamaster bracelet is
Mhm.
not my favorite, but I like the clasp. The
'Cause it
clasp
doesn't
is
tape.
Doesn't taper. Exactly, doesn't taper down. It's,
no.
it's not elegant. It hasn't got the Rolex charm, the oyster.
Mm.
The oyster. There's a reason everyone goes. It's so popular. You know.
But also on the IWC, it doesn't taper either.
It does. I checked
Oh, it
that.
does?
I actually
it does?
thought, yes, it does. Very, very. So, like,
Wow.
right at the end, it does. It's
Oh, wait
almost
a minute.
impossible to tell. It
1
does
second.
taper
Oh,
just
you're
a little
right.
bit.
What?
Yep, but not enough. I mean,
Yeah.
well, for this
It
type of
could
watch,
taper.
Hmm.
But also the clasp is much smaller. Can you show us the clasp on the thing? Because on the Seamaster, the clasp is quite big, whereas here you got it's almost like a internal glide lock
yeah. So if I hit the you hit the
The-
logo,
on the IWC logo, and you
yep, and
can
then it just pulls out.
pull it out.
Should
There you
pull out.
go.
Oh, it's going in and out. There
There you
Wow.
go. Wow, that is convenient. Very convenient bracelet. I tried on the Seamaster on the rubber strap.
hmm
It's a perfect watch.
I love it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's perfect. It wears like you can't feel it on your wrist. I loved it. I fell in
Mhm.
love with the Seamaster, but it had to be on the rubber. And there's nothing wrong with rubber. Rubber is just great, great strap. Yeah, Air
It's
King
hard.
Ben.
Yeah.
Sorry, what do you think? What's your opinion on the bracelet story?
Yeah.
You got an opportunity to see probably the three best bracelets right now on the market. The new Vacheron, the new IWC, and you've
I
got
think
the third one.
I think it's a preference thing. I can only speak from my experience, which is I've got 4 Rolex. They're all oyster.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone says how comfortable the Jubilee is, but just the look of the Jubilee, I prefer the
The oyster.
oyster. Yeah, I mean, I can only speak for myself, and that's my experience. I mean,
Yes.
just so comfortable. 904L. It's like a soft, warm steel. I mean,
Yes.
the Vacheron. I mean, yeah. I would like to get a Jubilee just to have a Jubilee. But to get a Batgirl or I mean, probably a Datejust 41 on Jubilee is something I would get.
It's nice to have variety.
Yeah, and that way I can get into a white dial Rolex as well. I do like REG's 41 OP, but I would get on a Jubilee just to have a Jubilee. And I think to have the Air King, the Submariner, and something like that would be perfect. but yeah, I mean, we all know how good the glide lock is
Oh
on this. I'm gonna get the sub here. So
my god! So it's actually once you try the glide lock on the Submariner, it's hard to go back to anything else.
yeah, well, you're exactly right. I mean, it's
Yeah.
just so easy on the. I just realized I had it I had it out a couple of notches because it was hot yesterday, but
Oh,
just the absolute ease. And Jonathan 007.
007.
Yeah.
That's the original. No date, or producer Michael calls the Cyclops a bubble.
The bubble.
The bubble.
The bubble front. There are bubble backs, and
But
then
yeah,
there are
so
bubble fronts.
I'm not an expert, but I mean, yeah, I can only speak for myself and just
By the way, the
Yeah.
first oyster bracelets,
so easy.
the were basically exclusive for the bubble backs.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah, he calls the Cyclops on date windows the bubble.
But-
But yeah, I mean, I would like to have a jubilee just to have a jubilee, and I'm trying to work out what I want to do because things are happening with me at the moment with buying another house and putting all my money in one place. And how many Rolex do you need? You know, how many watches do you need?
One more.
That's another.
Just
that's
one
another,
more watch, right?
Just one more watch.
Jody.
Yeah.
That could be a long show, that one. But yeah, I mean, for me, I think around three would be perfect for me. Sub and the Air King are never going anywhere, but I'm in the process of making a decision on my green OP and my Milgauss. I mean, they're at the vault. I have to not be lazy and go drive and get it and change to the Air King, probably because I've had this on for a couple of months now, actually. But yeah, for me,
right.
for me,
Yeah,
yeah,
I should be wearing Air King.
I should.
You
Someone
know,
asked me
yesterday the lady
change your name.
Pillar, she loved the Air King.
I like the lady. The mum was. I fell in love with her. I came in near the end when the daughter or the she was talking, and then I'll go back and watch, and then she's like, "Oh, that's beautiful. The green secondhand." I'm thinking, I love you. I love you.
But she spoke about the Air King, not about Air King Ben. Let's make this clear.
I was waiting. Actually, I was a bit disappointed. Tim, you didn't say, "Well, one of my viewers from Australia."
Yeah. I was waiting for that.
I'm thinking that's me. And she goes, the gold or the yellow crown, so different. Exactly. And then, but she goes, the daughter goes, "Oh, the Air King writing shouldn't be there."
Oh, now
That's
I
the
pointed it
original.
out that
Ooh.
no, but we know the history. You see, she didn't like it that it was script. She didn't understand it. But the reason that the Air King writing works is because it's so historical. It's been there from the beginning.
Absolutely.
So
you don't want to change that. The Air with the Dash King. It's from the original 34s, the smaller ones. You know.
but they don't know that. They don't know
Yeah.
that.
I'm surprised you didn't say there's a few fives on the dial. I was waiting for that.
And also, it was really funny talking to the other group, and the lady, she was wearing a Garmin, the sporty watch, and I'm like, well, Rolex, that's the original Garmin from back in the days.
No, you did well. You educated them about the Explorer,
they were
the
like,
Tunnel, the caving.
There's a reason why, whatever, the Rolexes, they're so sought after, but that is cool, educating people. Got Badge Guitar saying the Oyster bracelet was the first watch bracelet that was comfortable for me. Also, it comes down to how well the braceleted their watches are, like silk on the wrist. It's so true, and I think Vacheron has really nailed it this time. It's silky smooth.
I'll be honest with you. I was at Austin City Limits Music Festival 2 weeks ago, and I wore my IWC, and it wasn't very comfortable.
Really?
Yeah, it was hot. It was like in the upper 90s for all
you.
Okay. Yeah. So,
wow.
and
That's
I don't
a Jubilee
do
kind of day,
Celsius.
right?
This is Texas. It's kind of like a Jubilee, and it wasn't super comfortable, and I wouldn't, like 1 out of 5 stars would not recommend.
Oh, I actually, you know what I think. So when holding it in the hand, it is beautiful. But now that you mention it, actually, so like if we take a look here, right? Because it's a single link pieces, right?
Sorry,
There's
I was
very
referring
little
to my
ventilation.
IWC, not my VC, my IWC. So yeah, I wouldn't wear my Vacheron.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I wear my Vacheron to the dog park, but when I do, I wear it on a rubber strap.
Right. Okay. 1 second.
Yeah. No, it's the VC bracelet. I'm pretty careful with. But
It's
yeah,
good. It's good when you have people trying them on, Tim, that don't know anything about watches. They try it on. I'm always worried they're going to run off, but
Yeah.
they can feel it. And Batch Guitar is saying when he tried his Air King on, he goes, it was so comfortable. He got it. And then
Yeah.
people are starting to. I saw Kurt comment there about his love on the Air King. It's a little bit top heavy because it has the same case as the Milgauss, but
Uh-huh.
it is different to the Explorers. It's 1 and 2. It's different to an OP.
Mhm.
The case is, it's everything about it is different besides just the dial. People get fixated on the dial, but
Yeah.
if you could add it to your collection, I mean, you got a bit of everything, and it
Yes.
is completely different. It is
Mhm.
different.
I think
You
the
know?
biggest problem now that you're scrolling through these IWCs, I think
Yes.
the biggest problem IWC has with their bracelet is
Mhm.
their straps look so good. Like the worst thing about it is
Yes.
that a pilot's watch is supposed to be on a strap, and they make a blue leather strap for the blue IWC. That's like, okay, these watches are made for each other. That's it. I think. I
Yeah.
think that's technically blue. I
Yeah.
mean, oh.
Look at that. The rivets and the stitching, it's one of the best. It actually like these rubber straps, in my opinion, are the best leather straps
Mhm.
because they're so functional. I mean, it's not a strap that you're afraid to wear. You know,
No.
it's matte. It is a completely different kind of treatment. Like a paddock strap is so delicate. You have to be so careful with it because you're gonna get a scratch on it. Whereas this, it's like a fine leather bag. It look like these straps are designed for you to beat the hell out of them.
Yeah.
It actually
Yeah.
they get better with
Yeah.
age. You get
Patinate.
patina.
Patinate.
Yeah,
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. You do.
It's
I mean, it's
Santori
like
wet leather, I think. I think it's like that Centauri leather. So that's some of
yes.
their.
So, but then that becomes a question: Are these in-house leather straps, or
Oh,
are
no,
they?
no, they contract
No,
that out. I mean,
Suntory.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
as they
definitely.
should. I mean, I don't want. Okay, God, I was just about to make an awful Western wear reference, but it's like I don't want, like I don't want the company that makes watches making the straps necessarily.
No.
I mean, like even like Tudor makes amazing NATO straps, and they contract that out.
Yeah.
mm.
You don't want to have Mercedes producing the tires.
Yeah,
Super job.
yeah.
Juan,
Easy.
$5 super chat. Thank you so much, Juan. The bracelet on IWC Big Pilot is amazing. Easy change system, and also the micro adjustment is sick. You'll need to try one out. By the way, so I was talking here with the Lone Star, and we're gonna try to work something out. I wanna do a review of his IWC.
I mean, if there's no time limit, it wouldn't be that hard to get it to you because we could just
Yeah,
certify mail it, so it's just going to
yeah.
come completely insured.
It's just that
Yeah,
I'm traveling right now. That's the
yeah.
problem.
It might have to be
Yeah,
after the first of the year, man, but we could
yeah.
definitely do it. I have no
Once
problem with
once I
that.
come back from London, we can do it.
Yeah, cool.
And also
I'm
because
like,
you said the strap is not really good for extremely hot conditions.
no,
Is it getting colder over there or hotter? I'm
getting
confused.
much colder.
Oh,
It's like
it's a
not
perfect
like
time to wear it.
much colder. It never gets much colder here. So
Yeah.
like the high today was like 74. So it
Mm.
was really nice. My German Shepherd ran for like 2 hours. It was crazy.
Quite, it's quite warm, Tim, in Vegas. Just so you know,
Yeah.
quite warm there. You haven't been there before, so just letting you know, it's
Well,
quite
it's
hot.
humidity. It's humidity in it. It's not really the heat.
Do I have to
It's
bring jeans with me
humidity.
or just my pink shirts, guys?
Oh.
Maybe bring one pair of
Shorts in
trousers.
Vegas, mate. Vegas is red. It's hot. As I said, it's humidity. It's
Yeah,
sticky. It's
you should wear
just
shorts
yeah. It's
everywhere.
horrible heat. Yeah. It's
Oh,
just
So,
you
so
walk out the air conditioned hotel and it just hits you.
even the
today
airport's
actually
hot.
in New York was the first cold day. Fuck. It was
Yeah.
awful. It was awful today. I barely got home yesterday because it got so cold there at the end. Mm. And Jimmy
What's
says that
happening?
movement rotor is cool. Yeah, that's their new in-house
Yeah.
movement with the beautiful. Well, actually, the big pilot. This is the big pilot, right? Oh, that's the new
Nope, this is a new one.
small big pilot.
Yep.
Small.
Small pilot.
I
Wow.
think it's probably just the pilot, right? Because there's the Mark 18,
Yes.
which is small. Well, that's not even small. I think that's like 40. So
Yeah, this is 43.
ass.
43 is big pilot blue on leather. That's to me the iconic IWC. I can see that from a mile away.
It's
I
good.
love how
Yeah.
it doesn't have a date.
I bought the
Clean.
blue. I did buy the blue leather strap, but it's on back order, so it's going to be a few
Oh,
months, a few weeks. It's okay.
Ah,
I don't care. It's
okay.
it's just like having a new watch, so I'm really excited about it.
You have the pilot chronograph, right?
Me?
Yeah.
I
Which one do you
not.
have? Let me see it because I
I have the
saw it from the.
43. I have that same one.
Oh, that's the
43.
one you have. Oh,
Yeah, it's the
wait
43.
a minute.
Oh.
Oh, dude.
Just change that strap and you'll be
Jeez.
totally different. Totally
Wow.
different watch.
What?
Yep, that's it. This is the wicked. Well, okay. After the green 41 chronograph, this is the hottest IWC.
Damn.
And honestly,
Yeah.
what everyone has said about the onion crown is 100% true. Everything, it looks cool.
Yeah.
It is really uncomfortable.
It digs into the wrist, right?
Only if the watch is only if the bracelet's the wrong size. So if your bracelet's snug, it doesn't dig into your wrist. But if there's any play, it goes up your wrist and then it digs into your wrist. Yeah.
Yeah, over here into that spot.
Unless you wear it on the right wrist.
Oh yeah, if you switch it, if you
Wrong
wear
with
it
you.
on the other hand.
That's just wrong. I don't get anybody who wears. I mean, I'm left-handed. And I still wear the watch on my left hand. I don't get people who wear it on the right. Sorry.
I get
Don't
it
offend
because
anybody. No.
so anytime I don't know, I do a handful of tasks with my left hand. Like if I reach into a drawer with my left hand, I'm very conscious of the fact that like I'm
Ooh,
putting my watch into the drawer.
Yeah.
I could totally understand why you wouldn't want your dominant hand to be doing everything with the watch on it.
Yeah.
Because you're just gonna like hit stuff and not.
You're gonna be bashing it against
But
everything,
to be
especially
honest,
the
you should
bigger
just enjoy your
watch.
watch.
It's gonna be kissing everything.
Yeah, but my dominant hand's my left hand, and I wear my watch on my left hand. I always have done. Don't bother.
And I'll be
with it,
honest,
really.
I totally agree to all those points, but in my opinion, my watches look better on the right wrist than on the left. But I still keep them on the left because it's totally true. I smash them and dang them when I'm using my dominant arm. So that is the argument against wearing it on the right wrist. Totally agree.
Juano says, "I own that same watch, dude. You guys are Air King. Big Pilot brothers, and hadn't had any problem with the onion crown, even when I take it to the gym."
Well, and I saw that Alex was in the chat, and
yeah.
I'll be honest, one of the coolest things about IWC, we were just talking about Rolex and how depending on which model you get Easy Link or the Glide Lock. All of the IWCs come with this style strap now. So like the 41 has that strap. The Mark 18 has that strap or has that bracelet, which is super nice. So to have that bracelet is basically ubiquitous with the micro adjust. So that's super nice.
Yeah.
But Lone Star, you know who can make your crown smaller, yeah?
I do. I'm gonna run and hide.
You know, I like the big crown because it makes it very easy to adjust the time. If you have to change something, it's so easy. Just unwind it. There's no problem. Whereas actually, so one of the things that I'm disappointed by with my Explorer 2, it's actually how the crown on the Explorer 2, I'm sure it's so tiny.
Yeah.
You know the new Explorer
look at
2, the font, the Explorer 2 and the font on the Rolex and the crown is bolder.
Really?
Yeah, the new one with the new model with the slimmer lugs, thicker bracelet.
Oh, I'm gonna check it out.
It's actually the orange is thicker. It's noticeably, if you haven't get side by side, there's something on Google. If you Google it, it'll come up side by side.
I'm gonna check it out right now. But look, you see that tiny little crown? It is, man, it's so flimsy. Whenever I unscrew the crown on the Explorer 2, it's very jingly jangly.
Yeah.
Jingly jangly.
Yeah.
The IWC crown is way better than the Vacheron too. In fact, I think when it comes to Rolex, the two things it does way better than my Vacheron, the first thing is Rolexes are quiet. That automatic movement is very quiet in the Rolex. The Vacheron, the first time I put it on, I thought it was broken. It's really loud. And then it's really noisy because it's a solid gold rotor. So like the thing is like really heavy. But you stop noticing it.
That might be it there actually.
No, that's the old one, and that's the new one. Not the newest one.
The 40 and the 42.
The 40 and the 42. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna find it and we'll take a look at it.
And also, it's kind of
next
weird that it doesn't hack. I know Swiss has like a whole thing about how, something about God and watches and Geneva and Switzerland. And so I think the idea is the reason the high-end watches don't hack is because they don't want anything touching the balance wheel ever. But yeah, that's just my understanding. So like a lot of Grail watches don't hack.
I think it's also like you have to think about it. Why do you need hacking?
Yeah,
so I understand why Rolex watches need hacking because they are they advertise it as being extremely like precise, right? And to be precise, you do need to synchronize it, right? It's a chronometer certified, so you need to be able to synchronize it very very precisely. Whereas dress watches, what are they designed for? To go on the funeral. And it's like you don't want to be reminded like, oh, you didn't arrive on time, or it's like, it's just it's a different kind of reason.
I
You don't want to
think
be
the best argument I've heard against hacking seconds is when you use hacking seconds, it's only accurate for a day. And that's not to say that it's any less accurate. Like, obviously, so at any given point, the watch can be up to 30 seconds off of, right? Because it's hacking. It's a non-hacking, so it's never going to stop. That being said, this watch is +2 a day. So, like, if I set it +20 or -20, it'll catch up, right? And it'll be within 2 seconds either way for 2 days, 3 days.
Yeah.
So that's a good that's the only argument I've ever heard where I'm like, okay, that totally makes sense. Other than the one, the wristwatch Jesus, something horology, something.
mythical. Let's see here.
Does that crown look bigger, Tim? See the font, the Explorer 2 orange, how thick it is?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And the crown,
actually,
the Rolex and Always Perpetual Date is thicker.
Actually, I have a picture. 1 second. Actually, I forgot. We got fantastic 1872 5-pound super chat. Thumbs up, guys. If you're watching the stream, enjoying it, make sure you hit that upvote button. I would really appreciate it. It really helps me out. Knowing that you like it. If you don't like the show, make sure to hit the downvote button. That way I know that I need to fix things up. I mean, it's called feedback.
Fantastic. Which Panerai is that in your picture? And can you post it in the chat? Because I can never find the Panerai I like because there are too many darn references. I don't know if that's like a 111, but it's just I can never find the one I want. Sorry.
Oh, that's the good one he has because it's got the sandwich dial. Got the 1236, but he has it with the sub-seconds at 9 o'clock.
Also non-hacking.
Now, what's interesting is there's like 2 Panerais that I would recommend. That one, and there's also that same one without the sub-seconds. It's just with the 9. And the other one's actually much cheaper. Whereas this one is, it's got the seconds. But Jason Zebra bought one of those. Hey, there we go. Okay, can you please clarify to the Lone Star what you meant by non-second?
Yeah. So
hacking,
actually,
non-hacking?
I came on because I have a.
Defend yourself.
No, this is big.
Well, I don't have to defend myself. I just want to make a few.
No,
comments.
I actually I give him a hard time, but I love hearing this explanation because it's totally true. Yeah.
So I mean, so I think you got my position wrong because I actually want hacking. I love hacking.
You like hacking.
The thing is, the very high-end watchmakers. So, for example, Patek Philippe manual wind, or even the independents, none of them include hacking seconds, because as just said Lone Star, you don't want anything touching the balance, because hacking is literally a hand that
clasp.
touches the balance and
Yeah.
stops it in its tracks.
Yes.
And
Right. I didn't know how that worked. I've learned something. Every day's a
Yeah.
school day talking to this guy. Wow. Thank you.
yeah, yeah.
Can
So
I give a counter argument?
Yeah, I think we all agree with
hold
the
on.
counter
Let him
argument.
finish.
wait,
And
I
then...
didn't
Sorry.
even make my point.
Okay, okay.
He's
Continue.
halfway.
And by the way, something very interesting, you know that Lange is now well known for. They have hacking tourbillon, and you can see on some of their models, you can see the little hand
Pincer.
that just pinches the
Actually, I'll bring it up.
the tourbillon cage. It's really well done. But yeah, so this is the argument. You know, it will. It will not be good for the balance. So I will make an argument why I want hacking, because if you don't have hacking, you can find yourself in the situation where you are setting the hands, and then you push the crown inside, and actually you have your hand exactly at 12 exactly, but the second hand is at 30 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I mean? So there is
For
an
sure.
offset of 30 seconds. So this, I don't know how, but it is auto correcting over time. On one of my watches, it takes about 2 or 3 hours. So it will go back, exactly at 12 o'clock when the second hand points exactly at 60. But yeah, that is a situation that for someone a bit maniacal like me, I really hate that. So this is why I like hacking. You know, I just hack at 60 seconds exactly. I set my hand exactly on the minute, and then I start it. There you
Cameron
go.
R, $5 super chat. Always thumbs up, Cameron. Thank you so much. And this is the image of what you were talking about. As you can see, there's this part here that pincers what's this wheel called?
So this is the balance wheel.
Is that the
That's a
balance?
balance wheel, but it pinches
It's-
over the pillars of the tourbillon cage.
Yeah, so it
Oh,
is
yes,
not.
you're right.
It is even better because instead of touching the balance wheel, it just touches the tourbillon cage.
Yes.
Right.
So that is, yeah.
So-
Stops
So may I make my counterpoint?
Yes,
why
please.
why
Of
the
course.
precious Swiss watchmakers didn't have a hacking seconds, and that is slowly changing. As far as I know, the
Yeah.
new AP movements have a hacking second, and also many of the new Patek movements.
Well,
Why?
look, Jonathan, right
wait,
here,
wait,
SLC Watch Collector says that the new 6119R,
Yeah.
the brand new one, has a hacking second.
Yes, and
Wow.
may I finish my
Yes,
sentence?
please. Keep
No.
The
sorry.
problem is the problem is Patek Philippe and AP and all the high-end makers relied on very, very old movements that have been decades old. And those old movements didn't feature a hacking function. And they simply didn't bother or have the funds to imply this hacking seconds. While Rolex had the capacity and the research and the funds and everything to imply that. So my theory is it's just because their movements have been outdated and they got away for it for so long, and now they are implying it.
Yeah, so it is true, but I have seen many interviews of people like Philippe Dufour and other independents that explicitly say that they will never put hacking seconds because the as I
damage
said,
that
it
the hacking does.
it
Yeah.
touches the balance wheel, and yeah.
I-
So yeah,
Guys,
but yeah, it is
honestly,
true.
I'm
Your
not
point
a
is true.
like. There's a lot of people who it has a lot to do with the OCD. Like, there's a lot of people who they must have the hacking seconds because they need to be extremely accurate. And I understand it in some extreme chronometer certified watches, but like in my opinion, like you have hacking that is just more parts. You're making watch more complicated for the purposes that I don't really think it's worth the extra parts. The it just means that more things can go wrong.
Tim, you
Well,
don't
if
even
you
set your
don't like,
Daytona.
if you
I was
don't
gonna
like
say,
complicated, just get an ETA.
Tim doesn't even set his
set the
Daytona.
time.
I like
Exactly.
complication,
Set the
to be
time.
honest.
You don't give it. You know, it doesn't affect you.
Exactly.
But yeah, the main reason I like hacking, it is not because you want to set the exact second with the atomic clock,
Yeah.
which most people, that is the argument. So for me personally, it is what I said before, that you can find yourself in this situation where you have your minute hand exactly on 12 and the second hands at 30 seconds, which is you get this offset.
Yeah.
And
Russell
this
says
I do
if-
hate.
Russell says if the watch doesn't hack, there's no point having a seconds head.
This would only be valid if you had a quartz watch that didn't hack. Because here's the thing, these watches are not accurate enough. So
Yeah.
like if it's plus, let's say it's plus 10, in 3 days it'll be close, right? Like if it's plus 2 for a period of 3 days, it'll be pretty good. And so I don't really buy this either, because when you have a hacking watch and it gets worse at a period, like if it's offset by 3 seconds a day, then
Yeah.
it's only accurate for 1 day. And I understand there are other arguments for hacking, but like I definitely don't agree with the idea it doesn't need a second hand.
I like the second hand because it just visually it looks,
Mm.
you know that
May-
the watch is running. Where if you don't have the second hand, it's hard to tell is the watch
You
running
gotta
or
look at
not.
the back, man.
Yeah.
May I also add the genius of the invention of the zero reset? So when
Yes.
you pull out the
Lange?
crown,
Yes.
the second hand is set
Lange
to
and FP
60.
Jaune also very well known for that.
Yeah.
That is something we need more of.
Actually, so there's an FP short, right? When you pull out the crown,
Yeah, the
goes to zero.
resonance.
That's
The
awesome.
resonance has this feature. It's
Oh.
really cool.
And
Yeah.
Lange has it for quite some time.
And Lange has
too.
like a
Yeah,
button,
Lange,
right?
yeah.
You press and it goes to
No,
zero.
no. If you pull the crown, it resets to zero.
Wow.
That's great.
Perth
step
Luxury,
mode.
$2 super chat. Will Colonel Sanders please put his bucket hat on? It's not enough. I think it has to be at least $5 super chat. Do you still have the bucket?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Doubling
I
the
would say
receipt.
$2 is not enough Perth luxury.
How much the bucket?
Yeah, we got to
cost?
set a standard here.
What's the bucket? It's gonna be
$6.
a legendary bucket.
So I'm
Peter
sexy
Richards.
and I know it. How much will it cost to put that bucket on again?
Yeah, I think if he totals up to $5, maybe. Well, this is Australian dollars, so
Australian.
how much is $5 US in Australian dollar?
I think he must add at least $6.
About
$8.
no. It's US. We're way behind.
So it's
Yeah,
like 8
just
Aussie,
for-
isn't it?
Yeah. Well, correct.
Yeah.
So add
Usually-
six Aussie
$6.
dollars, and I might
Yeah.
think about it.
Plus what you
But unfortunately, now see, poor Swiss is at the point right now. He's just bought another potential Grail piece, so he's got no money.
Mm.
I don't think he's got no money, but he did say that his savings account is in a rough
trouble.
space at the moment.
But
By
let's
the
keep
way-
in mind Tim gets the money and not Swiss.
Right.
and YouTube.
That's right.
Bastards.
Well,
No,
Tim is the poor guy depending on YouTube money.
I am.
know.
I'm okay with it.
By the
I
way,
have a job,
Joe, well,
I don't believe it.
Joe Kramer is trying to convince me to buy his quartz Grand Seiko GMT. What do you guys think?
No.
2,600. It's too expensive. I'm broke. Yeah, I'm broke. I was kind of drunk a little bit yesterday. I was really considering it, but then I realized, wait a minute,
What are
I
you
do have
talking
to
about?
buy the laptop for the YouTube business.
I know
thing.
the German word for this. It's 9.
What were you talking
Nine.
about?
9. Ooh, Jimmy said no.
Yeah,
Wow.
I
Don't listen to Joe. No, Joe. Joe. I'm sorry. You were denied. I have to be careful with my finances. I just spent a whole
Ah.
bunch of money on these uh business cards, the cheapest ones, and
Maybe put them in
I
your
wasn't
bag.
been using them. That's a
Put them in your
disaster.
bag now while you're thinking
Yeah,
about it.
yeah. Actually, I'm not. I'm gonna. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep them right here in front of me because I will forget again.
Nah, I saw a snowflake at my AD today. And no, I don't mean a liberal. I meant like the watch. And I also saw a snowflake at the AD. No, and they were like, I mean, the thing is, it's 5,800, so it's a little bit more than I wanted to spend on the fly, but
Yeah,
it is really pretty. It's a really beautiful watch.
Yeah.
Grand Seikos are actually, if you can get them on the gray market, actually, let's see David SW, David SW, David SW.
I
What the
just
prices are.
usually I don't really like the case construction, but
Why did I go to Houdini?
There are so many
the
other
one I
Grand
really like is
Seikos.
the GMT with the cream dial leather band. I never remember the
GS just needs a
SBG
signature look.
M221.
yeah probably what he said yeah.
Just letters, usually starting with an S.
It's awful with those letters.
Oh,
I'll
it's
tell you.
terrible. Well, and it's like you wonder why Rolex has nicknames. This is exactly why.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
And-
and you know what? Actually, I think part of the
There-
success of the Snowflake or Grand Seiko is that Snowflake nickname. They have to keep making, right? They should be making watches that can get those kind of nicknames: the Snowflake, the
Guys,
Cornflake,
Can you tell
the
me that I
Skyflake.
am not hallucinating and there is a Daytona priced at $42,500?
I
But
So-
the prices keep going up every week. It's just ridiculous.
I like Rolex a lot. I hate the Daytona for what's happened to the market.
This is fucking crazy.
Well, and it's
It
like
is.
it's a lot of money for a watch you can't read.
I
Yeah.
tell you, I like what's happening because I have a stickered Daytona.
Ooh.
What?
Right.
Panda or the
What?
black one?
Panda, yes.
What?
Nice.
You just hit the jackpot.
What? Damn.
Well, no,
Hey,
the
did you get it
jackpot
from
would
the
be
AD?
something
How
like
did
a
you get it?
15202.
50, son.
Yes, I've
Man.
got it from the AD. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you have
Did-
a really
Did you
good
guys
AD
see now
relationship.
that 15202 is now over $100,000?
Oh my
Fucking
god.
crazy.
Okay.
Fucking stupid, guys. What's happening?
If you
It's-
have one, sell it.
Wow.
I mean, like, take the money. I mean, like, that's more than a down payment on a house. Take the money.
Not in Sydney.
52.
It's like,
The Sky Dweller has also exploded. It's at 32 now.
I'm sorry, I don't get it because you can live in your car. You can't live in your watch.
No, well, you know what? I'm very lucky that I bought a watch instead of a car. And that's literally I'm here because I made that decision 5 years ago. Instead of going for a car, I went for a Submariner. And
That's
and now
stupid.
we're here. Can you
Every
believe
time
it? The
every time
timeline
I
is
make a
ridiculous.
car payment, I feel stupid.
You know, there is a world, a parallel universe where Tim bought a car and now he's homeless. Perth luxury, $2. Will the real Mr. GMT please stand up? Please stand
Video's
up.
hilarious.
there he is. I think I see his.
Sneaky luxury is stirring up the pot again.
Fantastic confirms that this is the PAM 111.
That's incredible. I love that piece. I don't know that there's anything quite as good in Panerai since the Pan 111. I think the Pan 111 is the best.
It's the sandwich dial, simple, no date because the date doesn't really work in my opinion on the PAMs. It doesn't look blend with the topography. The topography just doesn't look good. Oh, Mr. GMT, he's always watching.
Pops
I
up.
will
Mr.
say-
GMT.
I will say I think it's the PAM 915. The Auto Journey is awesome. Like that's cool. Like it's a manual line that has an 8-day power reserve. That's cool. But like
With
which
that
one did
power
you say?
reserve indicator?
Pam?
With that
Pam.
linear?
it's no indicator.
Oh, okay.
I think it's 915.
915. Let's check it out.
Yeah. I think is that it? Maybe not. It's Maybe not. I can't remember.
Well,
950, something like that.
well, this one right here, I believe. Oh, okay. So this is the 47 mil. This is like the OG. This is probably the king of the Pams. This is what. This is
Oh, yeah.
here. This is it. This is the Pam of Pams, but it's big. It is girthy. It's Manuel Wyman. It is a king. It's Arnold Schwarzenegger. I mean, you have to be men's
Grr.
men to wear this thing. Now they also have a version of this with an ETA, with just and that's the one that I recommended to Jason Zebra. Although I'm not sure. So wait, I think that was the wrong. Then it is 915.
Yeah, the 914
Ooh.
and the 915. As long as they have the 8-day movement, I thought, but maybe
They
I'm
have
just
this
confusing.
beautiful orange strap as well. Look at that, and the green one. Oh,
And they have a real weird release system, and I don't think this one uses it. They don't have spring bars. They have like basically it's like a
screw.
link. Yeah, it's a screw.
Yeah.
And then the submersibles have like something a little similar to the quick release, but you need a tool for it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. It is incredible.
But
This
yeah, I
proper
really,
Pam. This is the proper Pam. There's so many Pams that are overdone, and the simple stuff is always the best. The pump
although are
Pam
these the ones?
111
Yeah.
and this one, and let me show you one more. I think it looks like this is the one that I recommended to Jason. No, this is the painted dial. Fuck
See,
the painted dials.
this is the problem with Panerai. There are too many of these.
Oh yeah.
Like there are just too many of these. I mean, everybody wants a Panerai with the sandwich dial. This
Yeah.
one
This is the 8 dials, but again, it's painted.
I've had this one. Yeah, it's painted.
Yeah.
It's like hollow. Like they did a thing to make it look kind of like it's sandwich, but it's clearly sausage.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of that. And the date, you see the date doesn't kind of look. And then also you can see this is not really in the center. It's not perfect.
I don't always agree with Archie, but he's right about Panerai. Just simpler,
Yep.
better.
Yep. The simpler, the better. Perth
Well, and they're-
luxury, $2. Sneaky luxury here. A sneaky AD update coming soon.
Oh boy.
Oh, guys, make sure you subscribed to Perth luxury. Ah, there we go. Jason Zebra. Here he's watching, guys. What? He's in the audience. He says
112.
Pam 112. So exactly. So we got 111 and 112. There you go. Boom. That's it.
Yeah.
Look at that.
No, yeah,
Pam
no
What's the size
sub-seconds.
of this one?
No sub-seconds. Sandwich
44.
dial.
Nice color. Yeah.
What's the
It's
size?
beautiful, right?
44. It's a 44, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. No, I think it's 42.
Oh.
Hmm.
A second.
I don't really like that.
Nah,
the
it's 44.
Panerai is written on
It's
the
44.
bottom.
Okay. But Jason, he's like a bigger guy. I mean, it's still small. It's not
Sure.
47. The other one is 47. It's 44. Yeah. So I mean, it is Pam has to be kind of
That's-
on the bigger side. But
You
you can
hit
see
it,
this
Tim.
is
Yeah.
manual wine. It's quite affordable.
Yeah.
And
You buy a Panerai to be big. So like
Yeah, yes.
I never
it has
care.
to be
Like
big.
a 44 in Panerai is a 40 and everything else.
Yeah.
It's like
Oh, yeah.
that's just how you wear it.
Yeah, it has to be. And man, this watch draw compliments. I mean, this thing is just a compliment
Mhm.
magnet. Look at this. And it is gorgeous. This
They're too
is a
expensive.
Pam that I would buy for myself because the price is right. Kind of, it's not overly insane. I mean, you look at some of those Pams, they're like $10,000. I mean, that's way too much for a Pam. And the rubber on Panerais, it is hard to beat.
That's all I
Oh
get.
my god! Look
That
at
thing's
that. And-
just a tool.
yeah,
love
and the
it.
clasp. Look at the big clasp. It's so fun.
In the Unitas, like case backs are way prettier than the in-house stuff. The in-house stuff has like the giant. It's just like a 3/4 bridge.
Mm.
Yeah,
And this
I
is
mean that's
ETA,
really pretty.
so it's bulletproof. You're
Yeah.
not gonna- yeah, it's never gonna cost you an arm and a leg because they're new. Actually, so one of the things that Pams messed up on, and this is I was talking to a watchmaker about this, is that when they switched to in-house, they rushed the in-house, and they made some really bad flaws in the movement that were impossible to fix. Like they would fix it, and then 3 months later, it would be broken again, and like they were just hoping that the guy would just stop wearing it, so it will stop breaking, so they will stop bringing it in for servicing. It was a disaster.
Rule
But
number 1 of being a paneristo is knowing that Panerai hates you.
yes,
Like they just don't care about you and they don't value you.
Yeah. I mean, but look how beautiful this Luminor is, Panorama. It's amazing. It's amazing.
But I agree with Swiss. It is a little weird that the name of the model is above the manufacturer. But
And
that's just the
Perth,
way they all are.
oh yeah, and Perth has another super chat. Perth has a sneaky surprise lined up this week. I think actually that totals up to the bucket. Oh yeah, so that's he donated $8.
Oh,
I have to
yeah.
go get the bucket.
Yep. I'm sorry to confirm
Totals.
this.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's really, I mean, those straps are, I mean, I don't know that they're that fancy, but they're very nice. I really enjoy
Panerai?
them. Yeah.
It's the rubber. It's
Mhm.
really good. Like if you feel the rubber in the hand, it's really high quality rubber.
That's right.
Yeah.
Jonathan would turn this into a radio mirror.
No.
The weirdest radio mirror you've ever
No.
seen.
Well, I'd make it more balanced, definitely.
It has 0 meters of water resistance. Like, you literally cannot bring it like in humidity.
Also, we got Joe Kramer in the audience now. Joe, I'm sorry, the audience has denied that they did not allow me to buy the Grand Seiko from you. I'm sorry, man. It is. What is this? Like, you see it? Like Panerai, they're making some weird stuff.
I do kind of wish. So I'm about to say something nice about Hublot, and
Yes,
it's
Ooh,
going to
here
be
we go.
awful.
Okay, it's ratings gold. I
So,
mean, ratings poison. Okay, please
Hublot
go.
designs are crap, but their metallurgy and their material science is fascinating. Their case materials are amazing, and I would love to see more brands, particularly in like Richemont, do something like that, because they actually have like movements and design, and people work there and things. You know.
Yes.
So I love some of this weird stuff. I would never buy it, but that's what other people are for.
Well, you know what's interesting? I think Richemont has positioned Hublot as a brand slightly above Zenith, because if you look at what Zenith is coming out,
But it's not Richemont.
It's LVMH. He got the idea. No, because Zenith is LVMH too, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. So you got the right. You said Richemont when you meant LVMH, but that's okay.
Oh, okay.
We
Damn.
got it.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, Zenith is. Wait, Hublot
Hublot
is
is
owned
Louis
by...
Vuitton.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay.
They're both
Sorry,
LVMH.
Okay, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Sorry, LVMH. LVMH has positioned Zenith as Zenith. The Zenith and Hublot, they have some kind of a relationship right now, because you look at their releases, and they're basically releasing the same watch, but at different price points. Let me show you Zenith, and let me open.
If you could also put Swiss big screen for a second, that'll be nice, Tim.
Oh yes,
Oh.
please. He's waiting.
Hey!
Screenshot that. Thank you.
We moved from ratings poison to ratings gold.
Ratings gold right there, man. Thank you. Yeah, don't get rid of it, because that's gonna be a part of memorabilia, man. We're gonna auction it off.
Swiss, this bucket makes Tim and Perth Luxury rich.
Yeah. Perth,
Ew.
thank you so much.
I didn't actually want to talk about Hublot. I just like what they've done with materials is interesting.
No, it's so good. I was just gonna mention something. Whoa, Amir reviews. $10. Enjoying the discussion, dude. Thank you so much.
So I just have one thing to say about the Zenith.
Yes.
So I had one particular model that was spiking my interest for some time.
Yes.
It is the Defy 41 in ceramic, and I was able to try it on for the first time yesterday,
Ooh.
and it was a big surprise. It was a big surprise. Let me show you.
I have a quick question while you show us this. If you click on Find Your Hublot, does your phone like navigate you to the dump, or do you have to like does it give you the address of your nearest dump so that you can go find it in the trash?
I mean, if you look at these two, oh, let's see 1 second. Oh, you're talking about the white one. Yes. Is
Yeah,
that's a white
and also
ceramic?
exists in blue.
Yeah.
But that was very surprisingly very comfortable,
Wow.
very legible, very wearable.
Yeah.
It's 41, but it doesn't look that big on my
No.
wrist,
Yeah.
honestly.
No, it looks really
The
good.
case
That's a ceramic?
construction is
Ceramic?
excellent. Well, yeah, that is ceramic, yeah.
Huh. Cool.
The
Yeah, so
bracelet
if
is
you
really
look
well
just
made
really
too.
quickly here, if you take a look at these two pages, you can see like the resemblance. You look at the Defy, and these look like, your Hublots here, right? They're just different prices. These are 25,000. This is 18,000. Okay, and even the chronograph. You look at this chronograph. You go down. You look at the Big Bang, and it's kind of like kind of similar. You look at this one. So, for example, this ceramic one, Hublot, right here, right?
Okay.
That
Yeah.
is exactly the same one as you just showed.
Well, not really. Doesn't have the same case, doesn't have the same movement, doesn't have the same dial layout, doesn't have
Almost
the
the
same rubber
same. I
strap.
mean, look at these two watches.
They are just white.
You show
two
this
white
to a
ceramic
non-watch
bracelets.
person, they'll think this is the same watch. I mean, come on.
Ooh, Tim just
But-
got burnt.
Tim, are you a non-watch person?
Right,
The
I am
only
a watch person, but I'm
the only
saying
similar thing that is really similar is that the skeleton date at 6. That is
Guys, Archie has
something that is
started.
similar.
okay, guys, we're gonna wrap. But look at the price point. Oh, actually, almost the same: 18,000 and 14,000.
Wait, can't we continue?
No, we got good 1 hour and a half. I don't want to get it. I don't want the whole the drama to be in. You know what I mean. But
Okay,
we
great.
had a really good discussion today. Tomorrow we're gonna do a big show tomorrow, guys. Monday. Or what time is good for you, Swiss? You want to do like a bigger show? We can do like 2-3 hours.
I don't know, 2 hours. Yeah,
2 hours?
as usual.
Okay, 2 hours. Okay, so tomorrow, actually, so today I was like, I do have to get a lot of things done for my Instagram. I took like all those pictures at the Grand Seiko event, but I haven't had a chance to process them all. So I need to get those pictures out because, I mean, time is flying by. When the hell am I gonna post those pictures? So check out my Instagram, guys. It's at timwrite on the Instagram. Check out the Lone Star Watch Collector on the Instagram. Swiss, do you have the Instagram?
I do, but I keep it personal.
Do you
Tea
want
and
people to join
Tickers
you?
has a.
He was hard
Tea
to
and
find.
Tickers? Tea and
Yeah.
Tickers, drop the link to your YouTube channel.
Thank you very much. There you go.
Oh, actually, wait a minute. Are you a moderator? I think if you're not a moderator, you can't do it. We're gonna fix it.
I have. I've
Second.
just put it. Well, I've just put it in the chat. I don't know if it shows up. I've just banged it
Oh,
in
I
the
don't
chat
think it
now.
shows up if you're
No.
not. Second.
In fact, now you're banned.
Yeah.
1 second.
Just give me a spanner.
blocked
fuck's
it.
sake.
I'll do it and then we'll sort it out. There we go.
Yeah.
Second. I'm gonna drop it. Make sure that I'm dropping it in my chat this time and not in Archie's chat.
Oh yeah, that was fucking classy.
Yesterday,
Yeah, yeah, brilliant.
Oh man.
That was gold. That was.
But guys, thank you so much for hopping on into my stream today. It was an awesome little discussion. We covered a lot of stuff.
You did.
I'm gonna go process the pictures, and I'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'm gonna do like almost 2 shows. I'm gonna be doing a pre-show, and then I'm gonna go out with. I got a fan coming. We're gonna get drinks. We're gonna talk watches after dark. So Ooh.
Tim, very quickly, what time?
Yeah.
What time tomorrow? Are you going to be the same time, or can you come a bit earlier? Because I'm up early.
It's
Tuesday
going to be a bit
morning.
earlier. I'm going to try to schedule
Oh,
a bit earlier
Good,
because
Joe. Good. I'd like to come on if that's all right. But I'm getting up
yeah,
early Tuesday morning, early, because I'm off out for the day. So
yeah, because 1.5 hours doesn't seem to be enough, right, Swiss?
True.
Yeah. All right,
Never.
Air King Ben, thank you for joining me, and always Jonathan. Guys, the show continues on Archie's channel. Check it out, and I'll see you tomorrow.
yeah, cheers
Okay.
everybody. Thanks
Outro
guys. See you
music.
later. Cheers.
Love you guys. Wear your good watches. Life's too short and